What's going on, everybody? It's FREEDO here for Your Overwatch, and I'm happy to report that a stealth change went into the PTR from McCree that wasn't on the patch notes, but it's a new feature that I'm very excited is now in the game. It's called Recoil Recovery Aim Compensation. Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it? What is that? Well, first we have to explain what the thing is that it's changing, which we covered in a video about McCree having an aim bug, because at the time, we had no word from Blizzard that this was working as intended. I always knew McCree felt kind of funny when I aimed with him, wasn't really sure why, but a YouTuber named QASSAM KX sent us the test that he did based upon how McCree's crosshairs manipulated while firing his weapon, and he found out, on the live servers anyway, on the games that you're playing that aren't on the PTR, there's an intentional dead zone for your downward movement, and now with this new McCree setting, we can put a name to what this is. What is it again? Recoil Recovery Aim Compensation. Say that 5 times fast. So what does the aim compensation do? Well, as you're firing McCree's weapon, it's going to essentially not take in some small bits of downward mouse movement that you more or less may have done accidentally. This is the benefit of it. And I would say a lot of players may find that this might help them in some scenarios, though I will argue in a minute why you will want it off, more than likely, because McCree inherently is pretty hard to aim, right? His crosshair bobbles when he shoots, and you're trying to hit a little Genji jumping around the map. As he dashes through the air and you aim horizontally, you very likely are not going to want to pull down at all. But basically, if you keep it on, it'll keep that guiding buffer on your horizontal movement so that you don't accidentally drag it down as you're transitioning from left to right. Upon taking this feature off, I noticed it immediately, and any of you who played on the PTR with McCree, I'm sure you would agree with me as well. It's night and day difference, but I think upon giving this change a little bit of a chance in turning it off and learning to play more or less without the training wheels of recoil recovery aim compensation, you may learn that your muscle memory will get more in tune to the 1-to-1 input ratio. In evaluating these changes, it felt very difficult at first to transition to having full control of my McCree aim once again, because I can feel the muscle memory relearning itself as I now can pull down when McCree's shooting, when I otherwise couldn't. But after playing a full game and warming up with it, I found myself not needing the old training wheels of the aim compensation. I think a player like Taimu, for instance, probably wants to turn this off. But some players might find it useful if they find themselves struggling to keep their crosshair at head height when transitioning between left or right horizontally, as that Genji jumps through the air and whatnot. Of course, either way, it's best when the player has knowledge of what they're supposed to be doing with their input. I'm sure just upon knowing how the recoil compensation works, you could use it to your advantage. But the same token, when you take it off, you'll feel the freedom in your arm movement or wrist movement, depending on where your sensitivity is. I play on 1600 1 sense, which requires my entire arm, mouse mat, and sometimes carpet to utilize fully. So a change like this, I'm gonna notice a lot, but the higher sensitivity is, you might not notice as much either way. I will note that the recoil recentering that IDDQD had pointed out in the past has not been changed. So when you shoot your first shot and you continue to hold down the trigger, a lot of the times it won't fully recenter when it shoots again. Now, they probably should fix this as well, because it feels a little random. And to be honest, I think it's going to be more of a quality of life thing than a massive buff to McCree anyway, because a lot of the targets he's trying to hit are so bouncy in nature that either way, you're going to have to be putting your crosshair on the character you're shooting at by pushing your aim in that direction. The game of Overwatch, you can't really get away with a lot of setup shots where you sit and wait for something to walk into your crosshair like you do in other slower paced games. But I think with the state of where McCree is, we should at least iron out all the little wrinkles in his kit and see how he functions when he's a well-maintenanced and supported cowboy. Shout out to QASSAM KX, who helped us make a video about this odd aim issue, which likely, I assume, got the ear of Blizzard to put this new feature in. And while we're at it, Blizzard, can we get a team queue? Can we have soldiers ult nerfed? DM me when Doomfist is coming out. Any of the above will work. I'm not greedy. Also, side note, the brand new kill feed wasn't in the patch notes either, I don't think. So I'll mention it here as well. Supports and tank players rejoice, because it's not just the players that are finishing the kills. Players that are getting assists in order to help out are getting credit in the kill feed, which feels marvelous. Also, if you pick healer on the PTR when there was no healer changes at all, just so that the team comps work well, I think you're a sweetheart and deserve a loot box. Have Blizzard tag that on. Even Mercy Res is shown in the kill feed now, which is great. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe because we upload each and every day. So you're going to hit the bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. We got all sorts of cool stuff linked in the description. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.